All right, so welcome back, and we're going to be doing another comic review from a book sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you as always, brother. Today we're going to be talking about Kill or Be Killed. This is from Ed Brubaker with artwork by Sean Phillips. It's kind of nice to read a Ed Brubaker book again. I know he had left the big two after his run in I think he did a Winter Soldier series. Yeah, if I remember right, he did a Winter Soldier comic that didn't run too long. It was like his final chapter on his whole Captain America run, and basically he just deuced out. Like Brubaker just deuced out because I think it was a mixture of I just don't want to tell superhero stories anymore, and also the fact that like he kind of felt constrained, so he does a lot of work at Image now. And I think he does stuff at DC. I think he does a lot of stuff at the indie books well, but it's mainly Image, which I have to be honest, I've stayed away from his work not because I don't like it. It's because like it's really like they're all kind of intrinsically tied. I will say though that I do want to read The Fade Out, his comic The Fade Out, which was a 12-issue miniseries. I think it's all collected in one big book, and it's this pulp noir story. And if you guys know me, I kind of have a soft spot for noir stories. So The Fade Out would probably be the one I'd want to read next. But also keep reading this, but with some caveats, because we'll get to that in a minute. So this first volume, basically, this comic follows a guy named Dylan, who Dylan basically, he is telling us a story of him becoming a vigilante in Philadelphia. And essentially, it's a whole thing. It is a whole, like, he starts at the beginning, and this comic actually has I would not be shocked if this comic, by the way, played something of a hand in that Bob Odenkirk, or what's his name, the guy who played Better Call Saul, the Nobody movies, if that had a hand in this. But anyway, I digress. So Dylan is feeling the bottom of the barrel, and after trying to end his life, a demon came along and brought him back to life, but basically said, hey, you tried to off yourself, so here's what you're going to do for me. Your soul is now on rent. So once a month, you got to kill someone and someone evil. You got to kill someone bad or evil once a month, and if you don't, I'll kill you. So at first, Dylan doesn't believe it, but then he gets incredibly sick until he's forced to like take someone's life, and then he feels better. But the thing of it is what I like about this comic is that Dylan's not an idiot. Like, he's not like, oh my god, I saw a demon and like I'm now like convinced of that. He's actually like pretty logical. He's like, I had a really awful fall and I think I landed on my head. I might have had a concussion. Then the fever might have happened because I was in the cold. So like he's trying to logic it out. And that's the thing with a lot of Ed Brubaker's work, is that it's more realistic than anything else. This is the first time I think in a lot of his original work, where he touched the supernatural. Like, basically, we have a bit of the supernatural in here. Because, again, a lot of his work, of Brubaker's work, is more or less about... it's more or less about being in a real world. Like, and realistic. And, yeah, aside from the demon thing, this is a pretty brutal book about realism. Because Dylan does not know what the hell he is doing. In fact, a lot of the comic is him like trying to like logic things out, but he's also like living with a lot of his past, and this is a very depressing book. Like, I really liked it. Let me preference before I say anything else. I really liked this comic, but like the thing of it is, this is a book I would love to keep reading. At the same time, though, I got to be sparse with it because I can't just marathon this motherfucker. Like, if I tried to marathon this, I would probably want to try to jump off a roof myself. Because this is brutal. This is depressing, but it's also really good because Dylan's not a hateable guy. He's basically like thrown into a situation where where logic doesn't make any sense, and he's now like finding himself again. But he also understands, I'm killing people for what I think is a demon, but it's probably not a demon. Maybe it's just my own head, but now I'm kind of in it now. So I like that. I also can't show you a lot of this book because this is an image book, so they show you the stuff. But Sean Phillips' artwork is amazing. And again, Dylan is not like the Punisher or Ghost Rider or anything like that. He's a regular dude who doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and he gets beat up a lot. Like, this is like Volume 1 is basically his year one. It's more about him coming to terms with what this is and also dealing with a lot of the stuff that happened in his life. He is basically thrown into a situation where there's really, I hate this chair. There's really this feeling of I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's working, so I'm going to keep going. He has an interesting friendship with a girl named Kira, who becomes his love interest, and there's a lot of things that happen with her that's really depressing. This whole book is just, this is not a fun book. It's a good book, but it's not fun in the sense of like, haha, we're going to have great adventures. This book was so depressing. It's good, and I do want to read more, but like, it's so depressing that I had to switch to a DC comic just to brighten my spirits, and now I'm reading Metamorpho by the Ali Wing Metamorpho miniseries, just to like get out of the funk, because this was such a great book to pick. It was only 4 issues. It was only like Volume 1 only collects the first 4 issues, so it'd be a fast read. Man, was I not in the right headspace between everything going on in my personal life that I picked this book to read. Wonderful. How great job, Multi. You picked the one book that was going to bum you out even more. So, yeah, I had to do like a hard 180 to get out of the funk after immediately finishing this book. I was like, okay, I have to go read something. There you go, Metamorpho. Let's go. Ali Wing's just having fun. Let's all have fun here. We're having fun now. Yeah. But do I recommend Kill or Be Killed? Yes, first off, if you're old enough. Geez, if you're like 5, don't read this. But if you've been missing, like, if you want to read some gritty, realistic, like, violence, I mean, minus the demon stuff, but again, it's kind of left up in the air. I know this book's been out since 2016. The book's been way over, so, you know, no spoilers on my half if this is real or not. But yeah. Where was I going with this? Yeah, the comic is still really good. If you want to read like a brutal, if you liked, if you enjoyed like The Nobody, or you want to read like some brutal, hard-boiled kind of comics, here you go. I definitely recommend this. So, Chris, brother, thank you so much for sending me this comic and all others. Like I said, I'm reading the Metamorpho now, because again, holy crap, was that that's the other thing. You got to be in the right mind space to read this too. Yeah, you really have to be in the right mind space to read this kind of book. But anyway, so there you go. But Chris, regardless, thank you so much. And other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time, Multiverse.